Mandy and I welcome you back to Walking with Jesus for November 17th. Moldy bread. Let's look at John 6, verse 35. John 6:35 says, "Then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will never go hungry, and he who believes in me will never be thirsty." Moldy bread. Muhammad Ali once told college students, "Stay in college until you are through. If they can make penicillin out of moldy bread, they can surely make something out of you." Don't you love that? Have you ever felt like moldy bread, down for the count? It can be depression, grief, adversity, or fatigue. Most of us know the feeling of being dispirited, but Christ can do something with you. He didn't come as a scholar in Athens, or an emperor in Rome, or a wise man in Babylon. He came in poverty. His first bed was an animal's feeding trough. That tells us something. No matter your background or circumstances, you are significant and loved by the King of Kings who entered our world humbly. But one thing Jesus isn't: moldy bread. He is the bread of life. Those who come to Him will never suffer spiritual hunger. Those who trust in Him will never thirst for grace. Because He lived in humility, He can lift you up into eternity. I like this one so much. Let's go back and read a couple things. I love it when Muhammad Ali said, "Stay in college until you are through. If they can make penicillin out of moldy bread, they can surely make something out of you." Those are wise words, and I love it. I mean, it's just so encouraging because everyone goes through those times. I know I've gone through those times where I feel like I'm worthless, like a piece of moldy bread, like nothing worth anything. But yet, God created me and He saved me for a purpose, and He has saved you for a purpose as well. And I love it how it says, Jesus didn't come as a scholar in Athens, an emperor in Rome, or a wise man in Babylon. He came in poverty, his first bed an animal's feeding trough. Which tells us something. No matter your background or circumstances, you are significant and loved by the King of Kings who entered our world humbly. It's so nice to know that He didn't come as a really rich king, right? He came and slept in a barn. He was sleeping next to cows and sheep. You know that had to have smelled. But He did it because He wanted to come humbly, and He wanted to show that He can start off in the lowest point, which relates to a lot of us who didn't have a lot in life, right? I was pretty blessed to be, in America where I had plenty of food and clothes, but we didn't have a lot of extra stuff for sure. So everyone can relate to Jesus coming very humbly as a baby. But one thing Jesus isn't: moldy bread. He is the bread of life. Those who come to Him will never suffer spiritual hunger. And that's so true. We have everything we need in the Bible, and Jesus fills us up with His wisdom. And so spiritually, we never have to go hungry. I love this line: those who trust in Him will never thirst for grace. Because He lived in humility, He can lift you up to eternity. Again, so true. We're never going to run out of His grace. And because He came in humility, He can lift us up into eternity. Don't you just love that? So today, if you're struggling and feel like you're not worth anything, know that eventually you'll be lifted up into eternity. This life here means nothing in light of eternity. So the main thing is here that you don't get a lot of money or even a lot of fame or anything, that you just trust in Him. Right, trust in Him, because He is going to be lifting you up into eternity. If I don't meet you on this earth, I hope to see you in eternity one day, because that is where we are all headed if we believe in Jesus. I hope you enjoyed this devotion today. You can like the channel and also subscribe to it and pass it on to a friend. And remember how important you are to Jesus and to everyone around you. And you have a blessed day. Come back again tomorrow for more of God's Word. And you can order your own copy of Walking with Jesus by Dr. David Jeremiah by going to DavidJeremiah.org or by calling Turning Point at 877-998-0222. And I would love to answer any question that you may have about faith in Jesus. Let's get stronger this year in 2024. You can contact me through my website, nancyjoytoyou.com. And I hope you have a wonderful day growing your faith in Jesus.